Good afternoon, 6-4 Owl parents. Mr. Hagedorn here with our weekly update. A couple quick updates about next week. First off, we have pictures on Tuesday. We sent those forms home earlier this week if you would like to order pictures for your child. Friday is an early release day, so students will dismiss at 1 o'clock. And then on the following Monday, September 5th, we do not have school for Labor Day. All right, so Friday's early release, that following Monday, no school. As far as next week goes, in Math 6, students will have their Unit 2 quiz number 2 on finding unit rates on Monday. And then we will move on to Unit 3, where we'll be continuing to find unit rates and using those unit rates to do some measurement conversions and answer questions as well as some percentages. In Math 6 Plus, we will be taking our Unit 3 quiz number 1 on Monday and then moving on to percentages, using unit rates to find percentages in Math 6 Plus. All right, so make sure students have gotten their study guides done. Both Math 6 and 6 Plus had study guides today. Some students did not finish those and need to get them done for homework this weekend. Have a great weekend.
Hello, hello. So we had a great week in ELA. A lot of students did great jobs on their quizzes. So if you get a chance, check Power Schools and see how they did. I will tell you their end of unit today was an end of unit, so it was a little more complicated than just a normal reading check, and it did have some higher level questions. We'll be reviewing that in class on Monday. This weekend, students have a Chapter 9 checkpoint. It will be graded. They may use their book, they may take their time. They don't have to finish it in one setting. And grades for that will go in one day next week. That's due Sunday night. We finished up Unit 1, so we're moving into Unit 2 next week, Myths and Legends. We'll get into Chronos, Prometheus. Students have a reading check on Wednesday on chapters 10 and 11. And then we get into on Thursday the key elements of mythology, and we find out that the Greek gods and goddesses are seriously all about power and basically will do anything to get it. So it's really cool stuff. Looking forward to next week. Have a great weekend.
Hello, families. Mr. O here with this science update. I was really dark there for a second. This week was a little bit different than I originally planned. So if you watched the video last week, I was talking about how we were going to get to adopt an element and we were going to do stations. And I completely basically lied because we didn't get to both of those things. We switched some little things up. I decided to take a day and learn about Brain Pop Science with the kids. We spent a day just looking at that online tool, and then we spent the next day learning about another online tool called Plasma Games. So ask your kids about those. That was actually pretty cool the last 2 days. And then today we did a catch-up day and muster day. We did a game of Kahoot, and the kids that had to catch up on some work they were missing. They spent some time doing that, and then we actually got some time to dig deeper into those online tools that we learned. So that means on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, we are going to adopt an element on those 3 days instead of this week. And so we'll be adopting an element from the periodic table in pairs next week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we're going to get into Matter 2, which is states of matter and heat's effect on matter. Looking forward to that. Either way, Mr. Hutchison's next. Have a good weekend.
All right, friends, let's talk social studies really quick as we end this video for this week. So in social studies class, we have been talking about early human migration. So we were talking a little bit about how humans migrated out of Africa, a little bit about the Bering Land Bridge and that controversy possibly about how humans populated North and South America. We did a reading on that. We've been talking a little bit the last few days about the agricultural revolution, where we go from hunter-gatherer into more settled growing our own food. We're going to get into next week civilization. So we're going to talk a little bit about how civilizations developed. And then from there, we're going to talk about all the different landforms and waterways that are all over our planet. Once we understand what these different landforms and waterways look like, we're going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of settling near them. So we understand that humans have migrated. We now understand how food is kind of grown. Now we're going to talk about why being by a river is important, or why a mountain might have an advantage, or why the desert might be a disadvantage. So that's what we'll be working through next week. And we've got some fun activities that we'll be going with that. So if you have any questions, let us know. If not, have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you next week.